Hey, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to Break the Rematch demo once again. Because for some reason apparently the game didn't succeed on Kickstarter, unfortunately, and well, we have the pleasure of playing this again. Hopefully this time the Kickstarter will work out. Hopefully I will somehow help it work out with this video, maybe. Anywho, some changes supposedly were made from what I was told in the email. Let's get to it. Obviously, everything uncensored will be censored by me here, okay? I have to. Yes, in the very main menu from the freaking first screen I had to put a censorship. Anywho, let's begin. An incessant ringing pestered my ears as I lifted my head from the soft bedsheets and pillows. I had been having the most comfortable and job dream, but now it was gone swept away by this annoying alarm. Where do I know it from? It happens every day almost. What time is it? I looked above the sheets. The old digital clock's red numbers seemingly staring back at me, demanded their eyes. The blurriness of sleep slowly began to fade as I stared at the time. Oh, it's already 6 a.m. I should get going. The alarm clock continued to ring. Alright, I'm going. Damn, this thing is loud. My clock kept ringing for some time before I mastered the will to turn it off. As I rose, I noticed a blinking light on my answering machine. Who could this be? I approached the machine and hit the play message button. Mr. Akatsuki Shinn, all the paperwork is organized and we're ready for you to start. I need you to come in today after classes have concluded. Club credits begin at 3:45 p.m, which should give you plenty of time to arrive. Oh, that's great. Heh, looks like I didn't need to get up so early after all, but since I am already awake, I might as well get prepared now. I began preparations for my first day of tutoring. Haruka Academy. I was once a student here, and my time was exciting to say the least. It was hard to believe that I would be back here again, working for the school rather than studying in it. As I approached the school gate, I scanned the inner courtyard. This place is awfully calm, though surprising since it's after hours. But even without students around, seeing the campus again sure brings back memories. Laughing under my breath, I immediately went to the principal's office. Well, that settles it. The meeting with the principal had been quite simple. All I had to do was help a series of students with their studies. Apparently those on the list he had given me exceeded in athletics, but were simply helpless in arithmetic. Conveniently enough, all of them were female senior students, close to finishing their studies and beginning adult life. I guess it's natural for at least to suck at more complex subjects. I feel offended right now, because I was kinda athlete, I guess. I was playing football, and those were actually the subjects I was above average, I guess. Speaking of, I wonder if these students have arrived yet. First, I should scout this place and get used to the schedules. They can be too different from when I was here. I look at the schedule the principal gave me during our meeting. Let's see, who should I check out first? Ooh, that's different. That's way different. Right, let's save. Track, field, archer, range, class. Okay, I guess that's where I am right now. Tennis court or swimming pool, gym. Technically, I feel like, you know what? Let's go tennis court. Sure. Yeah, let's do it like this. According to my list, the next student was a member of the school's tennis club. There are more guys than girls in this club now, but back in my time it was nothing but babes. I snickered to myself as I remembered the girls of the past and my outings with them. In the present, though, there wasn't much to see. Mostly players were fooling around, not taking training seriously. I wonder what the point of joining the club in the first place was, if not to train. Perhaps my next target wasn't here at all.
My, is that you, Mr. Akatsuki?
I felt my heart stop and time seemed to freeze around me. It was a familiar voice, sure. But more importantly, it was a familiar voice that knew who I was. I suppose it could have been one of my teachers, but...
Hey, I'm talking to you, Shinn!
After a moment I turned, facing the one calling to me.
Hey Shinn, if you're going to be coming around like this, at least try to hide the tent you're pitching, for once.
A chill went down my spine as I realized that it was none other than Yoritsuko. I glanced at the principal's file and noticed the surname. Yasuhiro. Damn it, I should have noticed it sooner. I'd been a fool not to realize it. It made perfect sense that someone like her would be failing math. If I had realized you were going to be one of my students, I would have recommended someone else be your tutor.
Oh my, Shinn, are you still concerned about that incident?
This is going to be a problem. I guess it makes sense. You were never good at math, though. That's hardly a surprise. You certainly don't look like a particularly bright one.
Oh, you're playing with fire, boy. Are you trying to provoke me?
Ritsuko's eyes are narrowed, and she bared her teeth. Also, have I mentioned? No, I think I haven't mentioned. I'm recording this while being a little sick, so don't mind me. Her near shouted words caught everyone's attention, and their gazes quickly turned towards us. Careful there, Ritsuko, you don't want everyone in the club to think you're an airhead, huh? I could almost hear the vines popping in her neck, but it seemed the embarrassment was outpacing the rage. Her face turned cherry red. She closed her eyes, sighed, and looked at me again with that condescendingly smug face of hers.
You should watch your back, Shinn. I know some things about you. Things that you did things that you did with a couple of teachers. Maybe more than a couple.
Things that I did with teachers. These are rumors, Ritsuko. Not surprising that you don't know the difference between hearsay and facts.
Rumors. I might not have physical evidence, but others' accounts don't lie.
Even if I don't want to, it seems I'll have to deal with this bitch if I'm to have any hope of moving forward with my plans. Well, I guess we'll see about that. Ritsuko's face twisted, radiating pure confidence. She bled an arrogance that made her look both vile and extremely seductive.
Indeed, Shinn, if I find evidence, which I will, you better be careful. And a man like you needs to learn to stay in the mood where it belongs. I suggest you leave before you bother anyone further.
She gave me a mocking wink. In that case, I suppose I'll let you know about the touring later, or maybe I'll just let you fail. I was so pissed that I stormed from the tennis court without so much as a goodbye. She'd almost caught me during our first year. I'd been having, intimate moments with one of the teachers in the second floor storeroom. I guess she heard the noise we were making and decided to investigate the storeroom herself. I managed to close the door before she could get in, but she saw my face as I jammed it shut. If it weren't for that day, today's near incident wouldn't have occurred. In fact, neither of us would have even ever known each other. But at least I had been caught for sure, and now I was in a position to make her regret what she'd almost done then and was trying to do now. Interesting. Track and field this time, let's go like that. Damn, it's hotter than I expected. It's still too late for it to be like this, no? I sighed in resignation and began looking for my next student. Unlike the others, however, the principal had barely talked about her. I'd gathered that she was supposed to be rather reserved. Quite strange for a star athlete. Why do you say so? You say so because the loud assholes are always more accepted into the teams and so on. Other issues came quickly to mind. Although I didn't stand out as badly here as with other clubs, I maintained my guard. I shouldn't have so much trouble finding a girl like this. As I strolled around the track, I finally spotted someone that caught my interest. The girl watched me as I came closer, and I watched her back. Her pretty blue eyes were gentle, though they radiated an exhaustion. And this must be Araki. Her demeanor is an obvious giveaway. Smiling, I closed the distance between us. Good evening, harem is Shinn guy? Hey. The girl took a while to respond, but eventually nodded. What's with this girl? We couldn't make eye contact for an awkward length of time. Eventually, deciding to break distance, I tried to act cool and friendly. I'll be your tutor from now on. I just wanted us to get acquainted.
I see.
Her voice was soft, almost whisper.
Damn, she's good.
Are you feeling well?
I don't know you.
What? Don't worry, I'm just here on behalf of the principal.
Isakiyama had told me about the tutor bat.
But what?
But I thought you would be older.
Well, she's certainly a peculiar girl. Observant in a strange sort of way. Older as in?
You look like a student. I thought you were one.
But I was a student here after all.
You were?
Araki's sort of reservation seemed to lift somewhat. Oh yeah, I graduated only a couple of years ago.
That explains it now.
She's very cute indeed. It will be fun to teach her. I took a step closer.
That's all I have to discuss for now.
Once something more comes up, you'll hear from me again.
Oh, okay. In this case, I will be going then. See you soon.
In this case, I'll be going then. See you soon. Wait, no, wrong voice. God damn it. Alright, take care. With a small nod, Araki walked away. Do I want to get shot with an arrow in the head? Or do I want to drone? Now, I wonder. Well, we were in the track, it was super hot. Before we were in tennis, it's also in the open area, so let's go to the swimming pool / gym. The swimming pool wasn't far from the tennis court, but I had to take a little detour in case Rizuko was planning something. Now, this is more like it. It was hard to keep my voice down. The most delicious sight so far faced me, and our girls in wonderfully tight blue competitive swimsuits strolled around or enthusiastically swam across the pool. Their busty fit bodies were paradise, their figures accentuated by the tight fabric, left little to the imagination. There's plenty of material to pick from there. Or at least there would be, but there was only one person who really interested me. Aina Aozaki. The principal had been fawning over her when he briefed me, as if he had a thing for her. It was a quaint idea and completely out of the realm of possibility. I hope she is up to my expectations.
Sir, may I ask you who you are?
Huh? A soft, confident voice echoed behind me. Unlike that bitchy blonde, this voice was far more dignified and had a tone of kindness to it. I turned to find myself face to face with a blue-haired beauty. Her stunning eyes matched her hair. Good evening. Looks like I wasn't expecting too much after all. What captivated most was the confidence that she seemed to exude. It was soothing, but I stayed on guard. Hey, are you the famous Aina Ozaki? The girl smiled at me and bowed her head respectfully.
Indeed I am. With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
She seems more approachable than the others. I smiled at her, bowing my head in return. Shinn Akatsuki, the principal assigned me to be your tutor.
Is it regarding my recent grades?
I'm afraid so, Miss Aozaki. She winced, for no confidence left her posture.
I can positively say that I can recover on my own. However, understanding the fact that this is our last year, I guess we can't really help it. Classes are definitely more important than more club activities. I should have remembered that.
You're quite wise, Miss Aozaki. She giggled.
Please, just call me Aina.
Aina it is.
Do you come all the way just to find me, Mr. Akatsuki?
Why it's formal, just call me Shinn. And indeed, I will try to be as resourceful as possible.
I like that. It means we won't be wasting too much time.
You're quite concerned with time, same as Miss Katsuragi.
Katsuragi? Is she going to be taking courses as well?
I nodded. Aina sighed.
I suppose that makes sense. Satsuki always does seem to pay more attention to her group activities than her actual studies.
Wait a second. We haven't met her yet, right? Here is a thing that should be worked on then. The dialogue as well. It should change depending on who we go to first or second. If we met someone or not. Anyway, and how about you?
Me, well, I'm just simply not good with math. Even simple arithmetic makes me lose my patience. I know something happening.
Another person appeared. Ah, goddammit. From around the corner, she approached Aina and stopped beside her. This new student wore a basketball uniform, which, despite its looseness over her body, still showed her ample and sculpted curves.
Nice. Good evening, Toko.
The student called Toko stared at me for a second, as if perplexed, reminding me of how Satsuki had looked at me earlier. And looking from me to her friend and back again, giggled.
Oh, this Mr. Shinn Akatsuki. He's the tutor the principal told us about the other day.
Seems the principal hasn't told them anything more than that they needed tutoring.
Oh, pleased to meet you, Miss Akatsuki. I was just talking to Satsuki about you. I'm sure you remember her.
I nodded politely. Satsuki. Of course. Yeah, how could I forget? It seemed they all knew each other, which made things a little easier for me. Depending on the depths of the relationship, I might be able to tutor them, all of them, at the same time.
So, Mr. Akatsuki, what brings you to our club?
I was just telling Aina, I like doing work in vans, if you catch my meaning. Toko nodded fall. I wasn't sure if she caught my meaning.
I see. You're lucky to find me here, then. We're actually practicing for our next match at the gymnasium.
Fair enough. Say, are these curses inconvenient to either of you?
Not really. Well, I could certainly without them, but we don't have much choice. If we flunk, we need to recover. It's our last year after all. Not to mention that the prefectural is coming soon. They could end up blocking our participation if we fail any more tests. That's why you need to take things with a cool head, Aina. Ah, you're always so wise, Toko.
I noticed how warm Aina's smile was towards Toko. Are they good friends?
Or maybe something more.
Toko's eyes shifted towards me. She gave me a soft smile, keeping her cool manner.
I look forward to our lessons, Mr. Akatsuki.
Toko's attention shifted back to Aina, and she gave a soft sigh. Aina, apparently losing her, shot her a small grin.
Mr. Akatsuki, could you please excuse us? I just remember we had an important thing.
That's fine. Our lessons won't begin until tomorrow. I still have to make preparations.
Thank you.
And just like that, the two attractive girls left to places unknown. Or rather known. I bet they will be studying. Interesting. It was a pleasant surprise to find two girls here at once. The way Toko was looking at Aina was quite suspicious. Given this exchange mind, I left for my next destination, which is the archery range. The one that I would like to visit the most of all the places. And why, you ask? God damn it. It's because archer girls are super attractive, in my eye at least. Anywho, this place feels alive, that's for sure. Yeah. I feel so much alive from this place. Like, not at all. In the 2 years since I graduated, the Archer Club seemed to have grown a good deal. I remembered it only having 1,000 members. Now the dojo was filled with students, most of whom happened to be female. The continuous sound of bow being drawn and released finally drew my attention to the sole figure actually shooting. The gathered students seemed focused on her as well. Some were solo and focused on her movements, whereas others, their eyes wide, clearly admired the girl. Curiously, I stepped closer, trying to keep from attracting too much attention. Oh, wow. I focused on the beautiful young woman. Her dark raven hair, tied in a traditional manner, flowed over her shoulders. The pins embedded in her braid gave her a certain old-fashioned air, yet the effect displayed with the rest of her appearance released an impossible to ignore beauty. Her expression was serious and cold, and she had eyes only for her target. Without an effort at all, she drew the bow and released her shot. The arrow arced perfectly in the center of a target 60 meters away. The students immediately burst into cheers and applause.
As expected from Miss Katsuragi, she isn't our most valuable club member for nothing. She's so beautiful. I wish I was as good as Miss Katsuragi.
We've heard our head. We're winning regionals again, for sure. So she's the start of the Archer Club. Quite popular with the students too. It's no question why everyone idolizes her so much. She's from the prestigious Katsuragi clan. I took a closer look at the girl, my eyes straying to follow the supple curves of her breasts. Very high class. She's worthy to be one of my interests. Definitely. Katsuragi turned unsmiling to look at the small audience of students who continued to cheer and praise her. She was like an idol. I slowly noticed that Katsuragi's eyes were fixed on me. I couldn't read her expression, whether it radiated simple curiosity or condescension. The other students followed her gaze. Soon everyone was aware of my presence. This might be inconvenient. I fought the urge to hesitate, keeping my cool and approached Satsuki. Although she was clearly younger than me, she really did have an aura of maturity, as if she were a woman ready for marriage. Good evening, Miss Katsuragi. Talk about the cold shoulder. Satsuki stood composed, glaring at me with cold eyes. That was interesting. Most girls would have been startled by my sudden presence. But I suppose that club members, especially their star member, had a tendency to be territorial. Perhaps it didn't matter who I was, just that I was there at all. A trespasser. My apologies, Katsuragi miss. I'm Shinn Akatsuki. I was assigned to be your tutor. She took her to the side, as if perplexed, but said nothing. It's becoming tiresome. Is there a chance for us to talk? That is, if you're not busy. Her lips twitched, forming a concerned frown.
What is it you wish to discuss, Mr. Akatsuki?
I explained smoothly. Don't screw up, Lynx. I took a deep breath and put on my most dashing smile. Merely your great mathematics. I've come on request from the principal.
I see.
The young woman's calmness seemed to resonate with everyone in the dojo, including me.
So, you are the one our director told us about.
As my reputation precedes me.
Perhaps I do not really see the need for such measures, but if he insists, I should have expected this. These club activities take up so much time.
But it's not out of the ordinary to take some time off for studying. Besides, if you fail your classes, you'd have to give up your club activities anyway, no? She stared back at me. I'd expected her to be startled, but instead her narrow gaze revealed annoyance.
Listen, we have regionals very soon. I'm putting all of my effort into them.
Indeed, but wouldn't it be more favorable for you, your team, and the academy if you were to excel in your academics as well? Sasuke was silent once more, visibly pondering the very simple logic I had laid out before her. She stared and started trying to play me off. I might have to be more forceful with her if she gets too troublesome.
Can you promise that my club activities will not be interrupted by your studying?
I smirked back at her, trying to control myself. Of course not, everything's been considered.
Very well. Can I expect to get in touch with me soon?
Of course, the principal gave me your contact information. I'm looking forward to it. Continue to smiling. Continuing to smile, I bowed my head as a gesture of respect. I shall leave you continue your activities then, Miss Katsuragi. Have a good day.
Likewise, Mr. Akatsuki, it should be written.
With a single nod, Satsuki returned her focus to range. That took longer than expected, but it was quite worth it. I'd met the school's archer star and she happened to be a complete babe. I mentally planned to check in with her very soon. Who should I see next? Well, probably nobody else, because there is no one else to be seen, I think. Unless there's someone in the classroom for some reason. Feeling satisfied, I checked over the principal's list one last time. Let's see, before I call today, is there anything else I should see? As I looked through the notes, I recognized a familiar class name. Below it seems some notes had been written by the principal. Class 3 too. Isn't this the class I was in my final year? I glanced through the notes and saw that my tutoring lessons would be held in this classroom. I'm in the room. Whoa, looks like the principal's bring me on a nostalgia trip. Might as well take a look at the old place and see what's changed. A sudden thread of memories gushed through my brain as I entered the classroom. It was identical to how it had been before I left. Nothing had changed at all. Everything is the same, Even that crack in the floor on the classroom's far side. Would have figured someone would have fixed it by now. A dull sound like the clicking of high-heeled shoes brought me out of my nostalgia trip. It seemed to be coming from the hallway. The clicking sound grew closer and closer, approaching the classroom door. A mature-looking, white-haired woman appeared in the doorway.
Excuse me, who are you and what are you here?
The woman entered the classroom without another word and approached.
Wait a minute. Aren't you the tutor we just hired?
That tone of voice. I've got a bad feeling about this. Yeah?
I see. Obviously, the tutoring is supposed to start tomorrow. As I suspect you know that. What are you here?
I'm just taking a look at the class, getting used to it. Gosh, she seems pretty nosy, but I wonder how sharp she is.
It used to what? Weren't you a student here before?
Yeah, but I've not been a student for quite some time. I thought looking around would give me a chance to remember the old days. Rina continued to stare. Her expression cold and reminiscent of Satsuki's. Missing letter. Gee, this woman sure uptight. Anyway, since school's out today, maybe I should go.
After all,
wouldn't want to run a fool of the teacher in charge of discipline, right?
Indeed. Actually, Takatsukasa briefed me about you already.
I feared it would have been Ritsuko. What a relief. Rina's gaze became one of clear disdain, and her smile only made it more obvious. And yet the vicious disdain somehow made her all the more attractive to me.
I'm still quite surprised that the principal hired a former student. You were one of our rising stars, were you not? It surprised me that we never met.
I aim to surprise. Keep my cool, I forced myself to think. Who the hell was this woman really? I think she joined the academy after I graduated, which explains why we haven't met. I hadn't realized it, but it seemed like I had been staring at Miss Akayama too acutely.
Psst! At least try to be subtle. Know that you're only a tutor here, Mr. Akatsuki, and I'll be keeping an eye on you. If I catch you doing anything suspicious, or even hear about it, I'll make sure you're ejected from the premises. You know, I could start asking around about you. I'm sure many people have stories to tell about your time as a student here.
Pesky bitch.
But I suppose it doesn't matter, the curses shouldn't last for more than 30 days. Maybe you can behave yourself that long.
Seriously, she talks way too much. Trying my best to look and sound polite, I softly responded to Rina. Shouldn't worry, Miss Akiyama. I know my place here. I'm here as a formality. My presence and tutelage are essentially favors to the principal. No, it's nothing official. Admittedly, I'm also here for reasons of nostalgia, at least partly. But I will note that I'm quite glad that you worry about my performance in these courses. It would look bad in my curriculum if I...
Who said I was worried about who?
Whoa, well that was unexpected. For now, I was merely acknowledging that the only reason you would be concerned about my straightforwardness with my students is due to my teaching acumen, unless you suggest something else, Miss Akema. A marked change came about the woman.
Of course not. What else could be?
She sure is a smooth liar. In that case, come out, take my leave. I must make some last preparation for courses. I'll be looking forward to working with you, how about?
Fine, go ahead. Just make sure you don't do anything rash.
Rash, man, are you still worried about me?
Of course not. Now, please take your leave.
Yeah. I was about to leave. A figure suddenly emerged from the hallway and entered the room. Wait, what? Is it Naoko?
Oh, Rina, there you are. Hey, Naoko, what are you here? I was looking for you. The documents that you asked for have been completed. I left the file on your desk. You said it was important, so I thought you should know immediately. Oh, thank you, Naoko.
Rina turned and looked at me.
This is Shinn. He'll be assisting some of the students with their studies. I see. Nice to meet you, Shinn.
Holy shit, does she not remember me? Nice to meet you, Naoko. I hope I'll be able to work with you as well.
Sure. If you need anything, just ask.
Has she forgotten what we did?
I shall be leaving now. See ya!
As soon as the door shut behind Rina, Naoko whipped around to face me.
Why'd you bother to come back?
Eh?
Don't act down with me, Shinn. After we had sex, after we had teaching lessons, you just dumped me. I never heard from you again, and now you're just here.
It seems she hasn't forgotten at all. This is getting interesting. So, what if I did?
Worse than a monster, Shinn.
Since it has come this far, I suppose there is no more reason to put this act on. Then you should know why I am back.
What? You have lessons with schoolgirls? Did your taste change?
Hey, what if I did?
Well, you won't succeed this time.
Whoa, brave words. I wonder how she plans to stop me. Oh, really? And how do you plan to stop me?
Why, I'm going to expose you, of course.
Oh, are you not? Do you have evidence against me? Would anyone believe you, even if you did?
Why, you little...
Almost before I could react, she darted forward, moving to strike me in the mouth. Whoa. I managed to catch her first just before I took her home. This bitch is really asking for now. What do you think you're doing?
Let me go!
I shoved her fist away and she jerked back.
You bastard!
If I don't teach her lesson today, she'll be to pester me. My entire plan could be foiled by this woman. For someone so vehement, I seem to recall you rather enjoying our lovemaking, lessons.
Maybe, but that was before I knew. There was no love behind our lessons. It was all a lie from a student like you. I hate you.
Oh yeah. I suddenly recalled something. I had taken some pictures during our adventures. Pictures that I had never deleted. I pulled my phone from my pocket. Scrolling through a gallery, I found the photo I was looking for and turned the phone to face Naoko. Remember this?
Remember what? I want to see.
It was a picture of Naoko. She was being drowned in pleasure. And that's all you need to know.
You?
Do you remember now? Remember the time you were begging to teach me stuff?
Why do you still have that picture?
It seems like I found my first victim. Shall we take a trip down memory lane together?
What?
Don't look down, you know what I mean.
You want the lesson now?
She finally figured it out, smart girl. Well?
What if I don't comply?
I have teachers on my phone and my PC that will instantly end your car as a teacher. Naoko's expression changed immediately. She radiated defeat. Well, what are you waiting for? Show me that heavenly round. Well, you don't need to know what he said. I'll need to censor this a lot. I forgot that it will be needed. Anyway, with surprising luck of Rukta, she unbuttoned her top, revealing her breast. She then pulled down her skirt with black lace panties, whizzing through the penthouse.
Fine.
Then it's been a while since I last saw her bunny. It's just like I remembered. Pushed her down the table and placed her hands on her tits. What a day! I never have expected my first victim would be Naoko. I'm off to a great start. I took out my list and began to check through each girl's profile one last time. Let's see how the hit list's looking. There is the sporty Araki Shinju guy with a body that is pitted and tight, utterly enticing. We have the beautiful Toko Takatsukasa. Her mere gaze is quite stunning, and she packs some delicious curves in that athletic body of hers. That's true, she's interesting. I mean, she probably was the best looking. Then there's Aina. The bubbly, cute nature of hers is very endearing. I cannot wait to turn her into an utter degenerate. Satsuki Katsuragi, a traditional maiden and an archery star, no less. Imagine breaking her to such a point that she no longer cares about her very family name. And of course, there's Ritsuko. I shuddered at the very memory of her. I'll have to be careful with her, for there's no doubt I'll have to turn her into a proper student as well. There are special methods for her type. And last, Miss Rina Kima. She will be the next teacher to be my student. That doesn't make any sense. I really had no plans to go after teachers this season, but after what happened with Uncle Day and considering Rina's plumpo irresistible hips, there's nothing wrong with having a token like that in the lineup. As I turned to look back at school, I felt a grin slide across my face. Now let this teaching season commence! Wringing my hands in excitement, I began my trip home, already planning for tomorrow. Thank you for playing the theme of our break the rematch. We hope you enjoyed playing just as much as we enjoyed making it. If you did, please support our Kickstarter so we can make the full game we have envisioned. Of course, the link is in the description. If you have any comments or concerns, please let us know. Us, not use, us. So yeah. Alright. I'm waiting for the release of the game, even though I still don't like the MC. But I will want to play the full game anyway at some point. Definitely the issue at the moment would be the freaking words, like at the very end, use instead of us. There were quite a few in the game as well, but well, it's still beta, so it can easily be corrected. Aside from that, quite good. I think there wasn't the choice of where we want to go in the first beta, so it's a nice addition. And if something like... Actually no, if this is going to be made like something like Sunrider Academy, if the freaking all around going around that area and choosing what we exactly want to do will be like there, then this game would be great. Alright, anywho, hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next game. Hopefully this one will get a release so we can get to it at some point as well. Looking forward to it for sure. And for now, hope to see you in the next game that will come tomorrow. I'm gonna get some sleep. I need to recover from my freaking sickness. Bye bye.